Hey guys, what's up? This is your friend Mainak from Civil Center and welcome all of you back to our channel, another video on Staad. So friends, this is the video on the part 2 of the full design steps of Staad.pro as per the IS code or the Indian codes. So if you haven't watched the previous video on the modeling of the building in Staad, please go and watch that using the link which has been given right here. So first of all, we had completed this model in Staad and today we are going to start working on the loads and we are also going to complete the headroom part of the model. So first of all, for the headroom, it's important to note that this particular portion, as you can see here, this is the particular staircase portion in which we are going to make the headroom. So you can just go to this node coordinates and go to geometry, and then you can just select this node coordinates again and select the nodes for the headroom. So this is a 47 and this is 48. These are the two nodes for the particular headroom portion. We only have to change the y if we want to go up. So we'll just copy this two because the x and z coordinates will remain same, and we'll just open an Excel file and then paste it here. 47 and 48, we've pasted it here, and the remaining coordinates, let's check. This is 54 and this is 55. So 54 and 55, let's just copy this two particular coordinates and paste it here. So we are going to paste this coordinates in the Staad. So we have coordinates up to 60. So we are going to take the next number. Let's give this as 61 and then this one as 62, and like this we can do this remaining two as well. So after that we'll just copy this. Before copying this, we'll just change this particular value to 6 plus equals to 6 plus your 2.8, but 2.8 is the height of the headroom. So this will do, and then we'll just do this for all the values here and then copy this. And after copying this, we'll open our Staad file and then we'll just paste it here. Just select here, Ctrl plus V, and then OK. So as you can see, we have got the coordinates for our headroom. We'll just go to select beams and we'll join these beams simply, as you can check here. Just no, we don't want to add a node here, so we'll have to click the nodes carefully so that you don't select any other beams here. So we'll just go here like this, and then like this, and then like this. So we haven't defined the properties for this particular headroom portion as well, so let's define the properties for this. So we'll go to this particular option of geometry, and you can define the properties of this as well. So general and then properties. So this property which is selected for the beams, so we'll just select all this four beams as well, and then assign to selected beams. And this one was for our columns, so we'll select the four particular columns of the headroom and then go to assign, and then yes. And after the properties have been assigned, we'll start working with the loads. So first of all, we'll go to loads and definitions, and first of all we'll define our seismic load. So seismic definitions, and add our seismic load here. We can select, you can go with the country which you are designing with. I'm going with the IS code, so we'll select here IS 1893, and which is the code for the seismic load, and then click on generate. And after clicking on generate, we'll go by zones, zone 2. And the type of building which you're selecting here is OMRF, that is ordinary moment resisting frame. So here ordinary RC moment resisting frame, because it has doors and windows and it has columns and beams, so it is ordinary RC reinforced concrete moment resisting frame. All general buildings, so important factor is 1. Type of soil you can take accordingly with the IS 1893, the type of soil, and just click on generate. And after clicking on generate, we'll just click on add. Remaining things we'll do in the particular that is the Staad editor. So right now, just if any auto save comes, you just click on save, because it will help you in if the software crashes. So load cases will add, first load case will add as the seismic load. As you can see, seismic load, it will act laterally, that is in the x direction and the z direction. So let's name the first seismic load case as SLX, and then add, and the second seismic load case as SLZ, and then also add. Then we'll add dead loads as per IS 875 part 1. So let's give this as DL, and then we'll give our live loads. Live load, as you can see, we have this particular live load here. Live loads will add as per IS 875 part 2. We'll give this a name as LL and then close it. So the seismic load part will just add here, and we'll give this factor of 1. You can change this factor accordingly. I'm just giving this factor now. Here also it can be 0.3, 0.6, so I'm just giving 1 right now just for showing, and you can take your required values. 1 is the maximum value obviously. So for the dead load, let's take a dead load here. First of all, we'll take the self weight here. The factor of the self weight will be -1, that is will be act from the top. So this is the self weight, and then will add the load for the particular masonry. So you can calculate and add the load of the masonry. We'll go with a particular this 10 kilonewton for the 10-inch walls and 5 kilonewton per meter for the 5-inch walls. If you want to know how to calculate these loads for the masonry on the beams, you can watch this particular video right here. Okay, so now you can just go to this particular member load. After going to member load, we'll apply a force of -10 and add this for the external walls, and -5 this, and add this is for the internal walls for 5-inch wall, and -2 this is for the parapet walls. So these loads we have added, and we'll go with the floor loads. So if you take the slab thickness of 100, the floor loads will be 100 into 25, that is 0.1 into 25 kilonewton per meter cube. This will be 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. So it will act from top to bottom, so it will be in minus direction, that is top to bottom -5. So 2.5 kilonewton per meter square it will be load, and we'll define the range here. So the defining of the range is very important in this case. So how will define the range? So we'll use this particular coordinate system to define the range here. So now we have the coordinates here, so we have to define the particular range accordingly, because we have to ignore this particular zone of this particular staircase, because there is no slab here. So otherwise we could assign a singular range to all of them. Now we'll assign 3 ranges, that is one will deal with this part, and one will deal with this part, and the third one will deal with this part. So 3 ranges will assign, so we have to assign the same load 3 times. So the first for the first range, let's select this particular option here. So the Y range will be your that is our, we have two particular floors now, that is one at 3 and one at 6. So the Y range will, let's select between 2 to 7. This will be the Y range, that is along the that is for the floors, because there will be no load in the plinth level or the 0 level. So the X range will be here, the minimum X range is 0 and the maximum X range is 391. As you can see, this is actually, this will be your, what it will be, it will 8738, and so it will be 39, this is 3912, is okay. Maximum X range is 8738. So we'll do -1 to 9, that so that both these values come in this particular range. So that is -1 to 9. This is our X range, and let's see what is the Y range here. So the minimum Y is 9.017, and maximum is 13.538. So let's do this as 8 to 14. So that will satisfy that range also, 8 to 14 here. And this is the first that is particular range, and we'll just click on add. So second range will add here. Second range, the minimum X is again 0 and the maximum X is 6604. Let's do this -1 to 7. So the X range will do -1 to 7. Y range will remain the same, and the Z range, for the Z range, it's the minimum is 4521, and as you can see 4521, and the maximum is 9017. So let's do this as 4 to 10. So that will satisfy our case here, 4 to this 10. This will be our Z range, as you can check from here. So we'll just click on add, and then the third range. For the third range, this is, as you can check here, the minimum X is 0 and the maximum is 8.738. So this will be your X range will be -1 to 9, and then the Z range will be, the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 4.5 to 1. That let's do this -1 to 5. So they'll do as -1 to 5. So this will be our ranges, -1 to 5, and then add. So these are our ranges here, and then just click on close here, and then we'll just assign this particular self weight, and then this one let's first assign to view. This one also will assign to view. This one, this particular self weight will just assign to view. This particular 10 kilonewton load, you can just select this 10 kilonewton load on all the external particular parts. You can also select a particular floor and then assign that. I'm just selecting it from the 3D view as you can do this, but in case of large models you can select this particular floor. So this is our portico portion, as you can see here. As you can check here, this will be our portico portion, and along this, as you can see, along this, that is along the particular staircase portion, we'll have the portico here. So we'll just give the particular 10-inch wall here. This is the staircase portion. So this, for this we'll just assign the 10-inch wall. So we are assigned to view, so we just click on Ctrl plus Z and then assign a here. Okay, let's this time do it this process once again. Just, this is the portico portion, and along all the external walls, this is the portico portion. Along all the external walls we are just selecting. And for the staircase portion also, since the staircase will have the 10-inch wall, for the staircase also you'll need to assign this, and then we'll just select this assign to selected, and then yes. So after this is assigned, you can assign the remaining particular loads. All the loads will be 5-inch wall. So let's go to the front view, better selection process. Let's go to the front view and then select this particular beam. Just click on escape, and you need to carefully select only this particular portion. View, selected objects only. Go to the -y view, and in this particular view you can just check here and assign the 5 kilonewton, that is the internal loads, whatever you have calculated. And this here we have the 5.5, and this part we had already given here. And now we'll just select assign to selected beam. Yes, now you can check in the isometric view. As you can see, this is the 5.5 load, the one in the blue, and this is the 10 load, 10 kilonewton load. This is the fourth for the 10-inch walls. So you apply the load carefully. We'll just do this as view selected objects only. No, so this will be the entire structure. And go to the front view. In the front view we'll select this particular level, and then we'll select view selected objects only. Go to the particular top view, and then we'll select this 5 kilonewton load, and then we'll just select assign to view. But in this particular portion we'll have the staircase load, so we'll select this particular option of assign to selected beams, and then we'll assign the loads to our selected beams. We'll select the beams here. So all these beams have been selected, and so we want to have the 5-inch wall for all the walls except the staircase walls. In some places in the external walls you'll have the 10-inch walls in the top floor as well. You have to apply accordingly. So we'll assign to select, and then yes, and then again 10-inch wall load you'll select. And for the staircase one, let's give the 10-inch wall load assign, and then you'll just check it in the isometric view. This is the 10-inch wall load, and this is the 5-inch wall load. So we are good to go. As you can see here, you can check whether any part is missing, like here. So hope this part is missing, this two particular portions, and assign to selected beam. Now we have covered every particular part here for the wall loads. So the wall loads are given. For the next floor, let's give the wall load view. Now we'll go to whole structure, and then we'll go to the front view, then select this particular portion, and then view selected objects only, and then we'll go to the -5 view or the top view, and then we'll assign the load for the parapet wall. So first let us assign the 10 kilonewton load for the staircase portion. We select this 4 portion for the staircase headroom, and then assign to selected beams, and after that we'll select the particular 2 kilonewton load. We'll just press Ctrl and then select all the parameters here, this one, and remaining one is this one and this one. So after selecting that, let's go to assign to selected beams. So loads have been assigned here, and as you can check here, view the whole structure. As you can see, the loads have been assigned. So like this you can assign the dead loads here, and we have applied the dead loads for the self weight, and then the particular wall loads, and also for the floor loads, that is the loads of the slab, and one particular load that is for the headroom is remaining. We'll assign this, just go to dead load and just click on add, and then here we'll take a factor floor load, this -2.5, and then the y range will give. So as you can see, the particular range for the headroom, height of the headroom is at 8.8. This is 6, and this is 3, this is 0, 0, 3, 6, this is 8.8. so the range, let's give this as 8 to 9. That will do, that will satisfy our case here. Now the x range and the y range, let's x range and the z range, let's give from here. So the x range can be, minimum is 6.6, maximum is 8.7. so let's give the x range as 6 to 9, and the z range, let's give this, minimum is 4.5, maximum is 9, so let's give this as 4 to 10. 4 to 10, let's give this, and click on, just save this file and then click on add. So if we just check this, the blue portion, that is the load for the headroom part, this is the first part, this is the second, this is the third. So as you can see, the entire dead load for the floor weight and the particular member or the wall load has been assigned. So in the next video, we'll proceed further and work with the Staad editor to complete the process. So that's all for today. Bye bye. See you in the next video.